This is a newborn 1,000-mile horse, but no one can see its potential because its body is only half the size of other horses, but the amount of food is double that of other horses, and it lies flat to sleep after eating. The owner of the horse decided that the Seabiscuit was a piranha, so he gave it to a horse trainer for free, then let the rider give him a stick education. But the whip not only failed to stimulate the potential of the Seabiscuit, but also made it gradually lose its wildness. In the end, the Seabiscuit was completely abandoned and turned into a tool horse to train with other racing horses. The rider will deliberately let the Seabiscuit run away so as to stimulate the confidence of other racing horses, but it still can't escape the fate of being sold. Every week, there will be 2 cheap auctions. He, who has suffered humiliation, has become very angry and does not let any rider approach him. The horse trainer thinks that he has no medicine to save him and decides to sell him at the price of 2,000 yuan. This price is actually reasonable because the champion horse is not only tall and strong, but also has smooth hair, and the Seabiscuit is only 1.5 meters high and is hit by the iron whip. But the horse trainer Tom was struck by the Seabiscuit at a glance. He was attracted by the confidence in the eyes of the Seabiscuit. That is the pride of the king. Tom persuaded the boss to buy the Seabiscuit and guaranteed that it would become a legend in the horse racing world. Which one do you like? The spirit of the Seabiscuit. But the confidence of the Seabiscuit was too strong, and ordinary riders could not control it at all. Even the senior riders who came to him did not dare to approach him. Price, this horse is crazy. The character of the Seabiscuit is so arrogant, which makes the experienced Tom helpless. When he was about to give up the Seabiscuit, he saw another arrogant soul appear. That guy refused to admit his mistake in the face of 4 strong men. And the character of the Seabiscuit is the same. The temperament of these 2 little guys is incomparable. Tom stared at both sides for a long time. The confidence of this person is the best person to drive the Seabiscuit. It's the same as Tom's prediction. Xiao Rui was not in a hurry to get on the horse. He took out half an apple and gave it to the Seabiscuit. The Seabiscuit admired Xiao Rui's friendly attitude. It made him ride on his back calmly. But they encountered difficulties in their first training. The Seabiscuit could not control its own pace. It always ran left and right like a snake. Tom pointed out the shortcomings of the Seabiscuit. Because he was whipped since he was a child, he was trained to run in circles. It has become a habit of running. Now he needs to learn to be a horse again. In order to bring the Seabiscuit back to its wild nature, Tom took it to a forest. Let Xiao Rui ride the Seabiscuit and run freely. How far do you want to take it? Barely stop. In front of the vast grassland, the more the Seabiscuit ran, the more excited it was. From the forest to the grassland, for the grassland to the stone bridge. He was not tired at all. He vented his wild nature without any fear. Tom waited for 2 hours and did not see them come back. Xiao Rui on his back was very happy. This feeling of riding a windmill made him understand that he was not a mediocre person, but a real 1,000-mile horse. The 3-horse team gradually formed. They moved to the boss's farm together, ready to start formal training. But the boss soon found something was wrong with them. As soon as it was night, the room prepared for them was gone. Xiao Rui lived in the stable. Tom slept directly under the tree. They were born poor. It doesn't seem to be for the sake of wealth. It's all out of love for the Seabiscuit. But the Seabiscuit has a really bad temper. Even if the boss prepared a luxurious stable for him, he still had a bad temper. In order to calm him down, Tom specially bought a group of young horses. He also found a puppy to accompany him. This is how the Seabiscuit found a sense of home. After a short break, the Seabiscuit won the second race. Tom was different from the former horse trainer. He told Xiao Rui not to hit the Seabiscuit while running. Instead, he let him go at this stage. Let him play the nature of running. Tom's method is really useful. They soon felt the battle. Talent of the biscuit. When he ran by himself, he was as slow as an old cow. But as soon as the opponent appeared in front of him, he would rush out like a sword. The explosive power displayed was too amazing. Not only threw the opponent far behind, but also broke the record of the horse farm. But not only was the speed far from enough, they also lacked the experience of a formal race. So the Seabiscuit won the first race. Tom made a strategy for Xiao Rui before the race. He followed the popular horse trainer first. At the sprint stage, he let go of the Seabiscuit. However, At the beginning of the race, Xiao Rui was pushed by a rider. After all, he is a young boy. He hit the Seabiscuit and caught up with him. With the knowledge, he had already forgotten Tom's strategy. The two pushed each other to the sprint stage. The Seabiscuit was caught up by the main force because of the lack of power. In the end, he lost the chance to win. This time, Xiao Rui lost in his unyielding character. When the boss and Tom came to inquire, Xiao Rui still didn't show mercy. He fouled me. The boss calmly told Xiao Rui that anger would only make the strong become stupid. This sentence instantly woke up Xiao Rui. At night, Xiao Rui came to the bridge alone. When he was young, his parents abandoned him. It was a way of survival that he cultivated from society. But this time, the boss lost the race. Xiao Rui calmed down and found the boss. He wanted to borrow 10 yuan. In fact, he was trying to see if the boss would fire him in the name of repaying the money. What surprised Xiao Rui was that the boss not only borrowed, but also borrowed 20 yuan from him. Xiao Rui's eyes were teary. He couldn't say a word. This was the first time he had been treated with generosity in these years. When he returned to the race scene again, Xiao Rui successfully suppressed his temper and followed his opponent closely. When they came to the sprint circle, Xiao Rui immediately released the biscuit and let him release all his potential. They chased after each other like a red lightning and surpassed one opponent after another, who was once recognized as a blue horse and who is now far ahead. He took the championship in his pocket without wasting any effort. From this battle, the young team has been on a rampage all the way. There were 6 consecutive races in the western part. From no one asked about the situation to the situation, there must be reporters reporting on what is going on. The boss was also overwhelmed with victory. He led the biscuit to give speeches everywhere, and even used his horse's hoof as a signature. Soon, the biscuit became a tool for the boss to make money. This made the soup dragon of Ma Rumming very upset because it would make the biscuit lose its combat talent and finally become a worthless horse. He told the boss angrily that there was a stronger opponent for the biscuit. He was not only born noble, but also reached an amazing 1.8 meters in height. He has never been defeated even in the eastern part. He is a well-known warrior in the eastern race area. These words pierced the boss's heart like needles. At that moment, he challenged the warrior through the radio. The strategy came out, and the whole country was shocked. This is not only a matter of little horse to declare war on the warrior, but also a matter of resentment for the eastern and western tribes. But the warrior's master did not accept the challenge. He humiliated them in front of the reporters. The humiliation of the rich businessman embarrassed the boss. He decided to hold a $100,000 race to attract the rich businessman. This is the highest horse race in history. It attracted all the famous horsemen in the eastern part. But the rich businessman still refused to accept the challenge. Because he was rich, he didn't care about the $100,000 race at all. If there were no warriors, Xiao Rui should have won the championship. But when he entered the sprint circle, Xiao Rui didn't notice that someone was chasing him. When he found out that it was too late, he lost the race with half of his horse. Tom asked Xiao Rui why he made such a mistake. He asked him again, and then he told the truth. Xiao Rui used to play black boxing for a living. His right eye was blinded. A blind man actually participated in the race. Besides, he tried to hide the truth. Tom decided to let the boss replace Xiao Rui. He's blind in one eye. The boss was shocked when he heard the news. Then he smiled to comfort Tom and let him give the young man another chance. Just as he once believed that Tom bought the Seabiscuits, faith is the foundation of a team's survival. In order to redeem this failure, the boss took the Seabiscuits to the east. Every time he arrived in a city, he would declare war on the rich businessman. The people in the east gradually learned about the story of the Seabiscuits. During the economic downturn, the people at the bottom of the class lost their jobs and went bankrupt. And the Seabiscuits are the most important example of their willpower. As more and more people urged the rich businessman to fight, it seemed that this was not a competition between the Seabiscuits and the warriors, but a struggle between the people at the bottom of the class and the upper class. The rich businessman was forced to accept this challenge under great pressure, but he made an additional condition. When he started, he had to use the bell as a signal, and he had to compete in the battlefield of the warriors. But the boss agreed without hesitation. In order to study the warriors running, they sneaked into the training ground of the rich businessman. The warriors are really famous. They are tall and strong, and they run as fast as lightning. Several people were scared by the strength of the warriors. The Seabiscuits wanted to get the warriors, and they had to change the way they ran later. Otherwise, they couldn't even see the warriors' tails. But there were only 2 weeks left before the competition. The sound was too noisy during the day, so they used the night training to let the biscuits react to the bell first. Until the end, the Seabiscuits instinctively rushed out when they heard the bell. They let the Seabiscuits sleep during the day. No matter how much the reporter wanted to take pictures, they stayed at the door and didn't let him wake up. Soon, the Seabiscuits could be caught in the dark. Even though Xiao Rui had visual blindness, they seemed to have integrated at this time. They went to the goal without hesitation. 2 weeks later, the strength of the Seabiscuits reached the peak. But at this time, the employer of Xiao Rui came to the door. His horse farm was on the brink of collapse. He wanted to ask Xiao Rui to ride his horse around so that he could sell it at a good price. Xiao Rui is a loyal person. He agreed to help the employer. However, on the way, the rich mechanic suddenly got a horse. Xiao Rui was heavily fallen to the ground. He didn't have time to untie the buckle, so he was hit by a lost horse or a horizontal bar. Although Xiao Rui saved his life in time, he had 12 fractures on his right leg. The doctor said that even surgery would make him a cripple. The fall of fate was like a joke. Xiao Rui, who woke up, was very calm. He begged Tom not to retire, because this is the glory of the Seabiscuits. It also belongs to their team. Xiao Rui recommended his old friend Charlie to Tom. He is also a top player. He wanted Charlie to fight for him. Before the final started, Xiao Rui took the experience of driving the Seabiscuits and enjoyed it. It's not just a skill, but how to love it. In the end, Xiao Rui tried to close Charlie's door. He wanted to tell the real secret of the victory of the Seabiscuits. That is to run ahead first. At the end of the bend, let the opponent catch up. Charlie can't believe it. It doesn't make sense at all that it's raining. The final battle is finally here. At 8 o'clock in the morning, the horse race has been crowded. Cars are parked 15 miles away. American companies also specially took a half-day off to let employees hear the news of the game. But even if the people at the bottom support the Seabiscuits, their odds are 1 to 2. Obviously, the capitalists don't think the Seabiscuits can win the battle. When the Seabiscuits went to the horse race, the audience all stood up to congratulate him. This game is a one-on-one battle between the kings, so there are no other horses on the scene. The game officially started. The Seabiscuits rushed out first. They are ahead of the game for several laps in a row. People are running around the field to cheer for him. His pace touches the hearts of countless people. The game comes to the last bend. The Seabiscuits are ahead of the warriors with 2 horses. But the people outside the field are the opposite. They all hope that the Seabiscuits can slow down. When we are close to victory, there are really few people who can withstand the temptation. But Charlie remembered Ray's instructions and let the Seabiscuits slow down. The warriors behind him rushed up immediately. 2 horses rushed forward no matter what. The Seabiscuits sensed the pressure of the opponent. His unyielding character was reawakened again. Charlie also let go of the Seabiscuits. The game has just begun so far. The Seabiscuits are full of firepower. They rushed out like arrows. The warriors were thrown behind in an instant. At this moment, no one can stop his god of war horses. If there is, it is his self-sacrifice. The Seabiscuits rushed out of the final moment. The sound of the scene will shatter the roof of Budoa. He is only 1.5 meters tall. He has been bullied since he was a child, but he broke the myth that the warriors have not been defeated for many years. This victory is not only for the Seabiscuits, but also for the people at the bottom who have been oppressed. Ray in the ward has not yet been smashed. He loves biscuits and loves horse racing. But this moment of glory does not belong to him. The future of the Seabiscuits is not in his hands. His excitement gradually calmed down. In the end, the boss sent him to the farm to recuperate, and the Seabiscuits continued to fight outside. Maybe it's fate. The Seabiscuits suddenly fell during a race. His limbs and ligaments were all broken. This is fatal to the racehorse. The doctor suggested that the Seabiscuits be put to death. Tom stared at the doctor when he heard it. He never agrees with this inhumane treatment. The boss reassured Tom. He has long regarded the Seabiscuits as his family. After a quiet afternoon, Ray was reading in the farm. Suddenly, he saw a familiar figure in the distance. Ray was in a hurry to win. When the Seabiscuits saw Ray, they were excited. They used to be as fast as the wind. Now they are walking on the mountain. Maybe this is what the ancients used to say. In order to make the Seabiscuits recover soon, Ray gives him a massage every day. He takes him for a walk every afternoon. He also tells him the inspirational story of the legendary racehorse. The Seabiscuits like to roll on the grass. Ray is always with them. Their friendship has long surpassed that of horse racing. It's more like a friend who shares the pain and suffering. Under the care of Ray, the Seabiscuits gradually ran away. Ray ran with him on a wooden stick in the snow. There was no suitable venue. They ran out of the track under the tree. They encouraged each other. Half a year later, the injury of the Seabiscuits was basically healed. Although it did not recover to the peak, fortunately, Ray did not mind. He still wanted to ride the Biscuits to the race. But the boss, who has always supported him, did not agree. Even if Ray is not afraid of eternal crippling, the boss still refused his request. Because he had asked the doctor, even if there's a little accident in the race, Ray can only spend the rest of his life on the wheelchair. And the boss has long regarded Ray as his own child. He is determined not to take this risk. He asked Ray's friend Charlie to persuade him. But Charlie supported Ray's decision. It's better to break a man's leg than his heart. When Ray walked into the race again, the audience cheered for him. No matter what the result of the race is, the courage of not giving up is worthy of everyone's respect. This race is very competitive. The opponents are very strong. Soon Ray was thrown to the back. When everyone felt sorry for them, Charlie did not come to them. He knew what Ray needed most. As expected, when Ray saw the opponent's eyes, his confidence was activated again. They chased Ray all the way. Ray has a strong explosive force, which is as strong as usual, until they were thrown to the back. This race has nothing to do with winning or losing, because at the moment of stepping into the race, they have won the unwavering glory. So when life is in a muddle, don't stop and don't look back. Rush all the way. Maybe there's the answer you need at the end.